Morning, everyone. How are we doing today? I'm doing great because it's official. The operation has begun. Remember how I said in my K-pop Demon Hunters video, we debunked the videos from some Christians saying that the film was demonic? Well, one of those people was an influencer named Taylor Alesia. You know, the one that said Elsa from Frozen is a witch. In that video, I said I plan to make another video talking about Taylor. And here it is. Taylor uses Jesus' name to gaslight people into fear and brainwashes her followers. I just can't look the other way. So today I plan to start exposing her. I will also be asking some other people to help. Hopefully, with enough strength, we can discredit her. Before we begin, I ask that you hit the like button so that more people can become aware of this. Before we start, I would like to say that I'm not trying to directly attack Taylor. The reason I'm doing this is because she is gaslighting her followers into fear, and many take her opinion as fact. I just want to make that clear. So to start with my plan, we are going to break down some of her videos and debunk them, and prove that Taylor has no idea what she's talking about. And what better way to start than by debunking her latest video, Disney's Hex reveals a disturbing pattern. So let's go look at that now.
Just the other day, Disney released its teaser trailer for its newest movie, Hex, and they bravely left the comments section open. And if you head to the comments, you will be met with hundreds of people noticing that Disney is in fact, once again, telling the same story it always does. A young person feels different, family or society misunderstands them, hidden power is discovered. The power becomes part of their identity, and embracing that identity brings fulfillment. So it's happening so often that just about everyone is noticing it, but although they notice that Disney is doing this, what so many fail to realize is why Disney is doing this. Why Disney follows this framework again and again. Well, by the end of today's video, you will have an answer to that question. And in this video, we are also going to look at another pattern that is too difficult to ignore. Let's dive in.
I wonder what she plans to talk about with this other supposed pattern. Hopefully it's not anything dumb. This is foreshadowing, by the way.
Disney's Hexed follows a girl named Billy, who has felt left out and isolated her whole life.
My whole life, I felt like there was something wrong with me.
Her bracelet with a purple crystal on it falls off in the bathroom at school. In witchcraft, the purple crystal is most commonly associated with amethyst. In various spiritual or occult traditions, amethyst is often said to represent a spiritual awakening, which we then see Billy have this spiritual awakening firsthand as she discovers she has magical abilities.
Holy smoly.
And she goes home and dabbles even further into the occult. And is eventually pulled down into the dark depths of the earth, where she discovers a spiritual occult book.
Whoa.
Bless you.
Thanks.
She opens this book, and it ends up being her guide into the world of witches and warlocks. This world is seen as a perfect and happy place, where she ultimately finds her true self within the occult. And
First, I want to talk about Billy's purple crystal. While yes, the amethyst is used in witchcraft for spiritual awakening, we don't know what kind of crystal Billy has. It could be tanzanite, purple sapphire, or any other purple crystal. Also, based on my observations, that purple crystal Billy has, it probably was to suppress her powers, as she doesn't discover them until the bracelet was taken off. Then again, I could be wrong, but we don't know yet. Plus, it's funny that Taylor implies that the magic book is blessing her, like that's not a common thing to say when someone sneezes.
if you head to the comments, most of them read like this. Why does it feel like I watched this movie 1,000 times when it hasn't even come out yet? These people are onto something, but they're not asking the bigger question, which is why? Why are we continuously met with characters that are encouraged to look inside of themselves for the answer? That looking inside of yourself will bring you down the right path. And why 99% of the time does that path end up with the involvement into the occult? Why you're seeing this pattern over and over again in children's films is actually very simple. It's because Disney is raising up children in the way they should go. Disney has been and continues to glamorize the occult world so that the children watching will take an interest in it. And that might sound crazy, but look at the generations that were raised with Disney.
Hi, my name is Jack, and Jesus Christ saved me out of a past of abuse, addiction, the New Age, the occult, and eventually practicing ceremonial ritual magic in a Masonic temple with a Hermetic occult order. Disney discipled me, for lack of better words. I put all of my hope in the movies as a child. I loved the magic in Disney movies. It gave me something to believe in. I found identity in it.
I'm sorry. What? No, Disney is not leading kids into witchcraft. And if anyone, like this lady here, says that Disney led them into witchcraft, then there is probably something else already going on with them. Now, you can make fun of Disney all you want. In fact, at this point, they kind of deserve it. But you can't just lie about something just because you don't like it. In addition, this statement falls apart when comparing how many people watch Disney movies and how many of them are involved in the occult. Billions of people watch Disney movies every year, and it is estimated that less than 1% of the world's population practices witchcraft and the occult. So if Disney was leading people into the occult, the number of those in the occult would be way higher than it actually is.
It's shocking to me to see in the trailer that this movie is being brought to us by the same studio that brought us Frozen. Take a look at Frozen. Did you ever notice that the entire storyline is Elsa concealing witchcraft? And she finds freedom and her true identity when she lets go and embraces the power within herself. That is when she is truly free. That is freedom, and the same thing goes for Merida. Merida from Brave, same thing. Feels isolated, left out, ends up seeking help from a witch to change her fate. Magic becomes the catalyst for personal growth and self-discovery. And we see it again in the Wish movie. Asha questions her world and feels isolated. She ends up turning to astrology and being led by the stars. And just like Elsa and Merida, the New Age is where she finds true lasting fulfillment and joy. And what do you know? Again, the same story in Moana. Encouraged to look inside of herself by her grandmother.
May hear a voice inside.
And again, just like these other movies, after she looks inside of herself, she is led into the occult and witchcraft. And you might push back on that and say, Taylor, Moana isn't about witchcraft. Well, I would encourage you to look again, because the entire movie is about the water spirits.
In the case with Frozen, this was a power that Elsa was born with. She is not a witch or practices witchcraft. In Brave, the movie punishes Meredith, I think I'm pronouncing her name right, I'm sorry, punishes Meredith for trying to use magic to solve her problems. While in the Wish movie, Asha never turns to astrology. Astrology is the study of how the sun, moon, and planets' movements influence earthly events. What happens in Wish is I stuttered there, I'm sorry, correction. What happens in the Wish movie is that Asha has help from a living wishing star. With Moana, she explores the mythology and folklore of ancient... I'm probably going to butcher this name here, I'm sorry. Polynesis culture. Honestly, I wonder if Taylor has some sort of tunnel vision, because the amount of stuff she misses in the media is concerning.
How do you think witches operate? Do you want to know what their Bible is? In witchcraft, earth, air, fire, and water represent the 4 foundational classical elements. And have you seen the exact mention of that in Disney?
Air, fire, water, earth. You know air, fire, water, and earth. Yes. But look, there's a 5th spirit, said to be a bridge between us and the magic of nature. A 5th spirit? Do you think that's who's calling me?
All around you are spirits, child. They live in the earth, the water.
I hear the wind.
Yes.
The rules are simple. The only spells you're allowed to use are those involving the 4 elements: earth, air, fire, and water.
Most powerful man on the planet? As we study the evolution of Aang's power, we'll be exploring his growth in all 4 elements. Each will have skills that demonstrate functional and combative proficiency. We'll also check out his connection to the Avatar state, the spirit world, and energy bending.
Almost every practicing witch studies these elements. These books are their Bible. Disney is showing you who they walk with by this pattern, glorifying and promoting the occult.
I should probably mention this, even though I wouldn't say it's that important, but Avatar: The Last Airbender was not made by Disney. That show was produced by Nickelodeon. Anyway, while yes, the four elements are used in modern witchcraft, this is not where the idea came from. The idea of the four elements came from ancient Greece in the 450th century BC. The philosopher Elpin Epidemus, I think I'm pronouncing his name right. I'm sorry. Was the one who proposed the idea of these four elements making up everything. This was the cornerstone of of science for centuries until the scientific revolution. Now, instead, we have the periodic table. So while the four elements are heavily involved in the occult, the idea of the four elements itself is not satanic or evil.
And you'll see that even further in another pattern that Disney follows that is more subliminal than anything. But again, it's a pattern. Something shifts from mere chance to a pattern when the frequency or arrangement of events becomes statistically significant, meaning it is highly unlikely to have occurred by random chance alone. So, with that being said, if Disney features a character doing this hand symbol one time, maybe even 3 times, we can say that's a mere chance, Taylor. That's a stretch. It's gotta be just a weird coincidence that you conspiracy theorists, you crazy Christians are just noticing. But what about 5 times? Honestly, what about 10 times? And we could debate back and forth whether this means rock on or I love you, but make the connections. It's not difficult. Disney has been rooted in the occult since the beginning. I'm working on a big project right now that has been taking me about 4 months behind the scenes on top of creating these videos, but it's in regards to this because it's so overwhelmingly clear that their agenda is sinister and is to advance the kingdom of darkness. So when you see this everywhere in their films, and it also just happens to be the gesture used as a traditional greeting or sign of validation in the Satanic Bible used during rituals of the Church of Satan, often referred to in the tradition as Satan's greeting. I'm sorry, but it becomes hard to just glance over that.
I was just telling someone that this part of Alicia's video is really the nail in the coffin for me, because here she is mixing up 2 different hand gestures. Let me show you. So this is the hand gesture associated with the satanic greeting. And this is the hand gesture that was shown in the Disney movies. This is the sign language for I love you. Whether or not Alicia knows this is hard to tell. However, because she mentions I love you, and that she also showed what the actual hand gesture associated with the satanic greeting looks like, she most likely does know this, and she was lying to her audience.
But Hex, Disney's occult obsession and occult propaganda is no longer hidden. It's no longer woven into the storyline subliminally and artistically. It is the storyline. It is the character. This movie, just like about every other Disney movie, is being used to glorify and promote the occult and introduce it at a whole nother level to the next generation. This isn't just a movie with Disney. It's rarely ever just a movie. Wake up and see that this is darkness. This is darkness. Turn to the light. Do you want to know who the light is? The only light in this dark world is Jesus. And you discover that when you turn to him. Witchcraft is of the devil. And the Bible warns that it will ultimately lead to destruction and everlasting separation from God. You have been warned with this video. What will you do now with this information? Go get a Bible. Seek God. You never know when you're going to take your last breath. God bless you guys. I'll see you for the next one, and I'll see you in the comments. Bye.
I think Taylor doesn't seem to understand that magic is a common thing in fairy tales and often used in storytelling and folklore. As someone who grew up near the Appalachian region of Kentucky, I am very familiar with this. And what about the Lord of the Rings and the Chronicles of Narnia? Both have magic in them, and both of them, especially Narnia, are not only accepted by Christians, but also praised as very good books. Anyway, that's the end of her video. So what'd you guys think? Please let me know. Remember, please leave a like on the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, and subscribe for more content. And I'll see you on the next one. As always, God loves you.